Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Overcoming Graduation with Brian Drury, a show where I work to teach you everything I wished I'd known about life to help you graduate to the next level in your own. And this is another episode in the series called Morning Commute, where I take my drive to work or my drive between places to share a short but powerful message with you that can either help you start your day off right, wrap it up right, or even just give you a boost during the day. And today what we're going to be talking about is throwing your hat over the fence. Now this concept is the idea of when you really want something, show us how bad you want it. And by show us, I mean show yourself. Because imagine there's a giant fence and there's a huge party on the other side of it. And you know you'd be invited if you went. You know you'd be welcome to stay if you got over. But there's this gigantic, enormous, terrifying fence in front of you that just seems insurmountable. You look up at it, it just seems too tall. You push on it, it's rock solid, doesn't budge an inch. You try and hit it with a hammer, the hammer just shatters. Now, this is a pretty sweet wall, I know, you're like, the hammer shatters. But this wall seems impregnable. There's nothing you can do. So, what can you do to motivate yourself to get over a wall that seems impossible? And the analogy and the metaphor is to throw your hat over the wall. Let's say you have this hat that you love, absolutely love. It's one you've had for years, almost as long as you can remember, but that hat has been with you through everything. You wear it almost every day. Even when you jump out of bed, you throw it on, you run to the gym, you're wearing it during your morning routine. Sometimes you even try to wear it at work. Sometimes you do wear it at work because this thing just has so much meaning to you because of everything it's helped you through. It's shaded your eyes thousands of times. It's protected your head from crazy things. This hat has been there for everything. And although it's just that baseball cap, it means the world to you. Maybe it was given to you by somebody real special. Maybe somebody who's no longer here. And maybe that piece of them just reminds you and connects you with them every single day. So now imagine you take that hat off your head, you bring it into your hands, you look at it, and knowing how much it means to you, you throw it over the fence as hard and as high as you can. Why would you ever do that? Why would you take this thing that has so much significance and meaning to you and just cast it over the fence? Well, you've said that being over on the other side, there's people you want to meet, there's things you want to do, there's things you could learn being over there. There are things on the other side of the wall that you're curious about, and you will never know what it's like over there unless you get over to the other side of the fence one way or another. And so by throwing one of your most prized possessions over the wall, what you're doing is saying to yourself, to the universe, to God, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to find a way. And even though I have no idea exactly how I'm going to do that, I'm going to make this happen. What's really interesting is when we make these commitments, a lot starts to happen that you may never have expected. But also, some people treat this as like, if you're familiar with the law of attraction, the idea that what you put out, you get back, essentially. It's like, oh, okay, so I just have to attract this stuff. I think that's a portion of it, but you also need to take action. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, if you don't take action, when the opportunities come knocking on your door, you're just going to be like, no, I'm waiting for it to come. It's like, that is the opportunity. Go for it. Grab it. There have been many times in my life where I've had to throw my hat over the fence over and over and over in order to continue to grow and to expand my capacity to serve and touch people's lives. Because in order for me to coach people on and challenge people on living their best life, living their most engaged, exciting life, living a life that is beyond belief, like Jonathan Fisher and I will be helping people do June 30th in Santa Monica, California. In order to help people do that, I need to do it first. I need to be living a life that is beyond belief to me. Not by anybody else's definition, but by creating a life that for me is just absolutely fucking incredible. And what's so interesting, there have been so many moments where it never feels comfortable. That's the thing. People want to get to the point where the massive changes in their life will feel comfortable, or pursuing the massive goal will fit into the comfort zone, but it doesn't. And that's the whole point, because what you've done up until this point has gotten you here. The results you've gotten up to this point in your life are a result of the habits, behaviors, and decisions and mindsets that you have right now. And here's the thing, some people, and a lot of people, and all of us at some times will go, no, Brian, you don't understand. I had this, I had that, and the government, and my parents, and these people who hurt me. You don't understand. That's why I can't be successful, happy, fulfilled, loved, or loving. And I'm going to tell you guys, I don't pull punches. I talk straight with you guys, because I would be doing you a disservice if I lied to you or tried to placate to you. And also, it would be a boring fucking show if I tried to make everybody happy. So here's the deal. Letting go of victim mentality is one of the most exciting and terrifying things in the world. And I'm going to tell you, if you have those thoughts popping up, the victim mentality is coming up for you. It is blaming external causes, external forces, or other individuals for you being unable to live the way you want, do the things you want, meet the people you want. Seems like a really convenient, good way to do things in life, because it's like, well, then I just don't have to take any accountability. But also, then you're stuck with whatever the world, quote unquote, gives you. And you see a lot of people like this. Very few people are willing to step up and say, yes, I own it. Because we all play the victim sometimes, guys. We all do it. It's not about this guilt trip of like, you son of a bitch, you've been playing the victim this whole time. Not about that. It's about recognizing, I am playing the victim. What can I do to take some power back? Because power never left. It's sitting there waiting for you to call upon it. And another great question is, where am I trying to control things that are outside of my control? And what is within my control that I can do today? Because great example is people apply for jobs and then they sit and wait. And they're like, well, I sent my resume and I'm waiting. One of the things I encourage my clients to do is create options. Because if you put everything on that one resume and that one company coming through, well, you're entirely up to the decision of the company. And here's the thing, guys. A lot of times, you may be extremely qualified, have the perfect resume, and be a great candidate for this role or this position. But you don't get through the filters. You don't get through something because they say, you know what, we're just going to take the first 5 we find and we're going to go with that. And then they take them and you were number 6. Sometimes they decide that their urgency to fill the position isn't that great. So they take your resume, they go, this person's fantastic. Maybe in 6 months when we want to look at this again, we'll give them a call. All kinds of reasons. But I don't like to wait for fate. That just sounded nice because it rhymed. It's like, wait for fate to come through and wait for the serendipity or it's like, I like to help create it or drive it forward. I like to cultivate my destiny, not wait for it. There are some things in life you can't control, and there is that magic and that serendipity that comes up. But there's also things, a lot of people spend most of their life waiting for the right partner to just show up when they're sitting on their couch. I used to do that. I'm swiping on Tinder, waiting for some amazing, incredible girl to show up, and I'm not cultivating myself into the amazing, incredible person I want to be. I'm not going out and doing the things I want to do. See, ultimately, meeting a person who's doing that, living that type of lifestyle, it's still possible. Don't get me wrong. It's still possible, but probability-wise, significantly less. And so sometimes on the morning commute, it is a little distracting when I'm merging. I'll just say that. So we're okay, though. We're good. All right. But, as I was saying, when it comes to creating your destiny versus waiting for it, sometimes it takes throwing your hat over the fence. And what does that look like? When I was living in Wisconsin and I got an opportunity to speak with Sean Stevenson by throwing my hat over the fence in a small way, and making an investment to have a 30-minute coaching call with him, because he had a webinar. At the end of the webinar, he offered a special deal for anyone who stuck around to the end to have a 30-minute call for him, talk about whatever you wanted for a greatly reduced rate for his normal hourly rates. So I had that conversation with him, and he said, what do you want to do with your life? And I said, I want to be a speaker. I want to be a coach. I want to help people change their lives. I want to travel the world sharing these empowering messages. And he goes, Brian, why aren't you coming to my event? And I said, well, it's too much. And I can't do it. There's no way. And we talked more and more, and he told me about the event. And then he offered to help me out. And he said, Brian, what if I can do this for you? And I went, oh shit, I could do it. But it was still a terrifying number to invest. I'd never invested in an event anywhere near that amount of money. But my heart felt right. And that's something that I really want you to listen to, pay attention to, and tap into, is when there's that peaceful, loving, excited energy inside of you. It doesn't mean the moment's like, oh, this is very zen. It's like, you might be flipping the fuck out, but in your heart, there's a quiet peace that says, do it. Trust me. You want this. You got this. You can do it. And any time in my life I've listened to that voice, I've never regretted it. Not a single time. And so I said, I'm going to do it. And then I was like, well, now I got to pay for the plane ticket and the hotel. And that was all very expensive. And I was like, holy shit, how am I doing this? But I'd thrown my hat over the fence. I bought the ticket. And then I went to the event. And that one event is one of the most pivotal moments or events, situations in my life. That event has led to so much of who I am today. Like it's hard to even put into words how much my life changed after attending that event. And that was just a few months after my mom passed away. That was a few months after the pancreatic cancer, her battle ended, with her going to be with God. And so at that point, I was so lost, dejected, scared. Like, that event helped bring me back. I said in the testimonial video I did, that was the first time I felt happy since my mom died. Like, even that by itself would have been way worth the price of admission. But then I got so much more, and I got to meet people who shared my interests, who wanted to develop into better people, who didn't want to accept what the world gave them, who wanted to expand and grow and wanted to serve and make a big impact in the world and do things that most people would call crazy. I got to realize, like, there are other people like me out there. There are other people living this same thing and experiencing these same emotions and wanting to create something beautiful in this life. And it's something where throwing the hat over the fence is what it took, because if I hadn't been pushed by a mentor, if I hadn't taken the action and just said, hell yes, I believe in myself enough that I'm going to make this investment and I can do it, even when I had doubts, because trust me, I did. If I hadn't done it, God only knows what my life would look like right now. And I'm so thankful to myself for doing it, my mentor for pushing me, and my mentors for pushing me, because I've thrown my hat over the fence over and over and over again. And I went from, just a ticket to Sean's event being terrifying to signing up this past year at 10K to his highest level coaching program. And that was in 2017, end of 2017 that we started this. And what's crazy, that's only 3 years later, but I signed up for something that was many multiples of what I paid for that initial ticket that first time. And again, I've thrown my hat over the fence, and I'm doing big things and doing things I've never done before, doing things I've always wanted to do, doing things I've been putting off for months, because I'm investing in me. I'm putting in the work for me, and for me first, to show myself and prove to myself I can, but with the goal of using that to be able to help others. Because the more I take care of me, invest in me, the more I can serve, give, share, the more knowledge that I have, the more emotional understanding, the more connection I have. And it all started with buying a ticket to an event. And I want to challenge you to throw your hat over the fence today, to figure out a way over that, to get to that next promised land for you. Because it's not about getting over the fence and being done. It's once you're over that fence, you see there's a new fence. Maybe it's a different direction. Maybe it's another way. Maybe you need to pole vault over it. Maybe you need to build a machine to launch you over, like a catapult. Maybe you need to burrow under it. Maybe you need to get stronger so you can run through it. Like these walls, there's always a way. And so if you're ready for that, and if you're in Southern California, I want to help you, and I want to be the one to push you to take action for the first time, to throw your hat over the fence in a small way and recognize that the life on the other side of it when you get over the fence and in the journey getting over the fence is so much greater than sitting where you are if where you are right now is not where you want to be. So June 30th, 2018, my friend Jonathan Fisher and Jonathan is a master practitioner of NLP and hypnosis and a trainer of NLP and hypnosis as well. The two of us will be putting on a live event in Santa Monica, California on June 30th, 2018 from 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the City Garage Theater. And what we'll be doing at this event that we have called Beyond Belief is helping teach you how to live a life that is beyond belief in health, wealth, and relationships. We're going to spend the day laughing, loving, crying, going deep into your story to help you bring up the painful stuff, reframe it so that by the end of it, you're laughing at the things that held you back. And by the end of that day, you're confidently taking action steps. You're taking action towards a life that is beyond belief already after just one day. So if you're ready for that, and even if you don't feel ready, if you need a push, contact me at brian@overcominggraduation.com. And if you're ready, I want you to go to the link in the show notes and buy your ticket today. We're going to work to fill every single one of those seats, so I don't want you to miss out because you waited. Don't let your rational brain take over and be like, oh, well, what about the money? What about this? Because, guys, this event isn't hundreds of thousands of dollars. It is $47. A lot of people spend that at the bar on the weekend or spend it on a workout class. Imagine this as a workout and training class for your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, your dreams, and that will teach you how to make your dreams happen faster, better, and have you have better connections, better relationships, and more. So, if you are ready, if you're ready to dive in and do the work, we'd love to have you. So you can click the link in the show notes or visit overcominggraduation.com and click the Buy Now button right up top to get your tickets today. So I love you guys. Thank you all for listening. It has been wonderful sharing this morning commute with you, and I will talk to you again real soon.